Remember, respect starts with you. Let's get real. Ever notice how some people just love pushing boundaries? They interrupt, make sly comments, or act like your time and feelings are optional. And what are we supposed to do? Smile and let it slide? Not anymore. If you're done putting up with people who don't respect you, this video is for you. Today, I'm breaking down brutally honest, maybe even a little controversial, ways to handle disrespect without losing your cool or sacrificing your self-respect. Buckle up, because by the end, you'll have every tool you need to show people exactly what a line is drawn. 1. The silent stare. Mastering the art of unspoken boundaries. Let's kick things off with one of the most powerful, slightly savage techniques, the silent stare. You might be thinking, really? Just staring? Yes, trust me. When someone's being openly rude, nothing throws them off more than a long, calm, unbothered stare. Here's the thing. People who disrespect others are usually fishing for a reaction. They want you to stumble, get flustered, or snap back so they can drag you into their drama. But when you just look at them, no words, no expression, the power dynamic flips. Suddenly, they're left to sit with their own behavior. It sends a silent message that says, I'm not playing your game. I once tried this in a meeting where someone kept cutting me off. After multiple interruptions, I leaned back, folded my arms, and just stared. 5 solid seconds. No words. The whole room went quiet. And guess what? He got uncomfortable, stumbled over his words, and didn't interrupt me again. That stare spoke louder than anything I could have said. The silent stare isn't just a power move. It's a declaration. You don't owe anyone an emotional reaction. Your silence says, I value my peace over your need for control. It shifts the energy and forces the other person to confront their actions. 2. Embrace silence. The loudest response here is an underrated secret weapon, silence. When someone disrespects you, one of the most powerful responses is no response at all. Why does this work? Because people who disrespect others usually expect a reaction. They thrive on attention, whether it's anger, frustration, or even nervous laughter. But silence starves their ego. It leaves them alone with their own negativity. I remember dealing with someone who loved making passive-aggressive remarks. One day, after yet another unnecessary jab, I just didn't respond. I looked at him, raised an eyebrow, and let the silence stretch. The tension was palpable. He fidgeted, mumbled something, and moved on. That silence did more than any comeback could have. Choosing silence is reclaiming your energy. It says, I don't need to prove anything to you. It filters out negativity, creating a protective barrier between you and the drama. 3. Stop explaining yourself. Own your choices. All right, this one might sting. Stop explaining your choices. Seriously, how many times have you made a decision only for someone to question you? Why did you do that? Why didn't you come to the event? Why take that job? Here's the truth. You don't owe anyone an explanation. People who demand one aren't always looking to understand. Sometimes they just want to judge or poke holes in your decisions. I learned this the hard way when I switched careers. Everyone had an opinion. Why leave a stable job? What if it doesn't work out? At first, I tried explaining myself, but no answer ever seemed good enough. Then I stopped. When someone asked, I simply said, because I wanted to end the conversation. It was liberating. The beauty of not explaining yourself is that it shows confidence. You don't need external validation. Your choices are valid simply because you made them. Take back your power. Handling disrespect doesn't mean yelling or getting defensive. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay calm and let silence speak. Whether it's holding a silent stare, refusing to engage, or unapologetically owning your choices, you're setting boundaries without saying a word. Remember, your silence is a message. Your stillness is power. And your choices? They don't need a stamp of approval. Try these techniques and watch the energy shift. You deserve respect. Don't be afraid to claim it. Let me know which strategy resonated with you the most. And if you have your own ways of handling disrespect, drop them in the comments. Let's grow stronger together. Keep your distance. Let's be real. Sometimes the best way to handle people who don't respect you is to simply keep your distance. I know it sounds harsh, maybe even a little cold, but here's the hard truth. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. If someone is consistently disrespecting you, one of the healthiest moves you can make is to give yourself some space. This doesn't mean you hate them or that you're being dramatic. It means you respect yourself enough to protect your energy. Keeping your distance isn't about being mean or ignoring people. It's about choosing where and how you spend your time and focus. Imagine your life as a limited access club. Not everyone gets a VIP pass. If someone is constantly crossing your boundaries, making you feel small or radiating negativity, why would you keep them close? Distance gives you the clarity to see things as they really are, free from the fog of emotional manipulation or guilt. Think about it. When you keep people who disrespect you close, it's like inviting them to a mental and emotional buffet where they can take, criticize, and judge as much as they want. Then we wonder why we feel drained, anxious, or frustrated. Giving yourself space from these people is an act of self-preservation. It protects your mental health, preserves your peace, and makes room for those who genuinely respect and uplift you. Letting go of the guilt around distancing yourself can be liberating. You're not obligated to keep disrespectful people in your orbit. I'll share a little story. I once had a friend who always found a way to make snide comments about everything: my career, my relationships, even my taste in music. At first, I thought, that's just how they are. Maybe I'm overreacting. So I kept him around, trying to brush it off. But over time, those little jabs started getting under my skin. I realized I was walking on eggshells, always bracing for the next criticism. One day, I decided to try a different approach. I didn't make a big announcement or call them out. I just started limiting my time with them. Instead of seeing them every week, I saw them maybe once a month. Guess what? I felt lighter. I felt freer. In that space, I realized just how toxic that friendship had become. Distancing myself gave me the clarity to see I deserve better. Here's the thing. Some people will say that keeping your distance is selfish. They'll argue, but they're family, or you've been friends for years. It can feel uncomfortable, even taboo, to admit that someone close to you isn't good for you. Society teaches us to be loyal, forgiving, and nice, but at what cost? Protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's necessary. You are not here to be anyone's emotional punching bag or constant source of validation. Sometimes the best way to show someone you've had enough is by stepping back. Keeping your distance is a powerful reminder that you are your own priority. You don't have to play the role someone else has assigned you. You don't owe anyone access to your mind, time, or emotions. When you put a little space between yourself and disrespectful people, you're making a statement that your well-being comes first. That's not just self-care, it's self-respect. Distance also gives you the chance to refocus on the relationships that matter, the ones that genuinely uplift you. The more time you spend around people who respect you, the more confident and fulfilled you feel. The less time you spend around those who tear you down, the less room they have to impact your thoughts, mood, and life. I used to feel so guilty about distancing myself from people, even when they weren't treating me well. I'd think, what do they think I don't care? Maybe I'm overreacting. But over time, I learned that distancing myself wasn't just about removing negativity. It was about creating space for growth. When I started giving myself permission to distance from disrespectful people, I felt a new kind of freedom. I had more energy, more peace, and a clearer vision of who I wanted in my life. So here's my challenge to you. Think about the people in your life who constantly disrespect you, who make you feel small or drained. Then ask yourself, do they really deserve this much access to me? Hold your head high. Now, let's talk about an old school classic that never goes out of style. Holding your head high. When someone disrespects you, they're trying to make you feel small. They want you to doubt yourself, to lower your eyes, to shrink into yourself. But when you stand tall and hold your head high, you send a powerful message. I know exactly who I am, and nothing you say or do will make me feel less. Confidence makes people uncomfortable, especially those who disrespect others. Why? Because they rely on the belief that their words or actions have the power to influence you. When you refuse to let their disrespect touch you, when you literally stand taller and hold your head up high, you show them they don't have that power. You are unbreakable. I remember dealing with someone who couldn't resist throwing little insults my way. At first, I tried brushing it off, but it got to me. Then one day, I decided I was done feeling small. I showed up with shoulders back, head high, and every time they made one of their little comments, I just looked them in the eyes, smiled, and carried on like nothing had happened. And guess what? They backed off. It was like they could sense their comments weren't reaching me anymore. Holding your head high isn't just about posture. It's about mental posture, too. Walk into every room like you belong there. Don't shrink yourself to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. If someone makes a snarky comment, let it roll off you. They're not seeing the real you. They're projecting their own insecurities. So why let it bother you? Here's my challenge to you. The next time you feel disrespected, whether it's a subtle dig or a full-on insult, don't react. Take a deep breath, pull your shoulders back, and keep your head high. Look them straight in the eye as if to say, I see you, but I'm above this. Respect starts with you. The more you respect yourself, the less room there is for anyone else's disrespect to stick. Stand tall. Own your worth. And remember, you're worth every bit of that confidence. Thanks so much for watching. If you got something out of this, give a thumbs up and maybe even hit subscribe for more content on owning your life and building the confidence to thrive. Share this with someone who needs a reminder to stand tall. And hey, drop a comment below if you got a story about handling disrespect or setting boundaries. I'd love to hear it. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and remember, respect starts with you.